Now, CBS 13 News is on your side at 11.
Breaking news tonight in Augusta. Fire burns through a 3-story apartment building.
Homes are evacuated. Streets are shut down. CBS 13's Maria Valdenas is live in Augusta. Maria, what can you tell us right now?
Well, 3 buildings were evacuated here tonight, and I just spoke with the fire chief a few minutes ago, and he told me that nobody will be allowed back into any of those buildings tonight. Now, the only building that we know that caught on to fire was 15 State Street. That's the building you're seeing here, but you can see how close all of the neighboring buildings are to it. So to be safe, 2 of those neighboring buildings were evacuated as well. Now, as you can see, the heavy flames have been put out, but check out some of this video we shot a little earlier. Crews were working from every angle really to knock down the massive flames. 5 people were inside 15 State Street when the building caught on fire. Fortunately, everyone made it out safely. We spoke to some evacuated neighbors who say when they looked out the window, all they saw was flames.
I noticed the fire when I was looking out my kitchen window. I noticed flickering, and I looked out the porch, and everything was just engulfed. The whole back end, everything, fire was just coming everywhere.
Can't put the fire out. It's in the attic, and the roof is intact, so we're actually letting it burn to try and burn the roof assembly off so we can put it out. So you'll see it flare up for a while. The Red Cross is here and has taken all of the occupants to the Super 8 motel. They will not be able to come back in here.
Now, crews are expected to be here on scene for at least a few more hours. The fire marshal is also here tonight. As of right now, we don't know the cause of the fire. For now, live in Augusta, Maria Valdenas for CBS 13 News. Adrian, I'll send it back to you.
Severe weather leads to floods and fires. A mother and child are missing right now after floodwater swept their car into a creek in Kentucky. Now, see that smoke in the distance? Can you see that there? That is from a fire sparked by lightning. Tornadoes tore apart homes in Oklahoma. And this is all part of the same system that is headed for us right now. Here's Chief Meteorologist Charlie Lopresti with a first look at that weekend forecast. Charlie.
Yeah, it's a pretty unsettled weather pattern here, Adrian. We're seeing a storm system approach from the west. We'll get some rain, a little bit of snow, and some strong winds out of this one. It's the trailing cold front that was draped all the way down through the southern plains that brought all those tornadoes and severe weather farther off to the south. High temperatures today made into the 60s for the first time since November 5th, 2014. Felt nice, didn't it? It was a great day. Here's the end of the great day. This is our time lapse from our Raymond Skycam. The sun is setting around 10 minutes past 7 o'clock. We had a nice mixture of sun and clouds late in the day. All right, the air temps are falling through the 40s now. We should dip into the upper 30s for many communities. We're going to start with some rain tomorrow. Any leftover rain will transition over to some wet snowflakes by lunchtime. It's really not going to be a big deal along the coastal plain. Back through the mountains, you should see a few to several inches of snow accumulate. By 5 p.m., I think we'll see some sun. During that period as well, the wind will become quite active. The wind tomorrow could actually gust to 40 miles per hour. Coming up in a few minutes, we'll try to nail down the timing, when to expect the rain, who will get some snow, where to expect the accumulating snow, and when we'll have the strongest winds. We'll look at all that together in just a few minutes. Jen and Adrian, back to you.
All right, thanks, Charlie. New at 11 tonight, new charges for the man police say tased a man in the face, then later made headlines for allegedly breaking into homes with his mom. After arresting 20-year-old Chase Hasty for the burglaries, investigators searched his home and say they found this in 2 safes, more than $20,000 worth of drugs, including more than 400 oxycodone pills and almost 5 pounds of pot. They also found jewelry, but haven't figured out if it's connected to the burglaries in Biddeford. Police say Hasty and his mom, Veronica Sasseville, broke into several homes. Hasty was out on bail after he allegedly tased his ex-girlfriend's new boyfriend 8 to 10 times in the face last month.
New details about a home invasion at this home in Gorham. Police tell CBS 13 News that 3 men armed with a gun and a crowbar broke into the house around 11:30 this morning and made demands, but police aren't revealing exactly what they wanted at this point. Police say there was a female at home at the time, but that she was not seriously hurt. Officers say when they arrived on the scene, the suspects took off in a Jeep. Police then stopped that vehicle and arrested 3 men. They're all 20 years old. All 3 are now charged with armed robbery, criminal threatening with a dangerous weapon, and burglary. New at 11 tonight, 3 people are accused of writing thousands of dollars in forged checks so they could rip off a real estate agency and an ice cream shop. State and Belfast police arrested all 3 Thursday after fake checks showed up at a Camden National Bank and Bangor Savings Bank. One of the bogus checks said it was from The Cool Spot, an ice cream shop in Belfast. Another was from Worth Real Estate. Police say the checks added up to more than $8,000. Ryan Weaver, Melinda Way, and Daniel Beaton are all facing felony theft and forgery charges.
An update on that crash earlier in Portland tonight. Police say the 74-year-old driver of the Chevy Aveo hit a 75-year-old pedestrian on the street. It happened around 4:30 on Allen Avenue near Yale Street, which is around Morrill's Corner. The man's condition is not clear right now. The driver was not hurt. The names of the people involved have not been released tonight. Police closed down that busy intersection for about an hour and a half right during rush hour tonight. Right now, police are looking for the man who they say robbed the Nickelodeon movie theater at gunpoint last night in Portland. It happened at around 10 o'clock last night. The manager tells CBS 13 that he was at the front counter when the man came in. According to police, the suspect demanded money and then took off. Tonight was the premiere of the Fast and Furious 7 movie, expected to draw a large crowd.
Does it scare you to know that something like that happened?
It seems like, I'm not sure what the robbery rates are these days, but it seems like Portland's generally a safe city, and I imagine it's not going to be a recurring thing.
Police described the suspect as a white male around 20 to 25 years old. He had on a blue hoodie, jeans, brown boots, and a brown hat. Anyone with information is asked to call Portland police.
A 16-year-old charged with killing his father makes his first court appearance today. Apart from just that one comment, Colby Hodgson didn't say anything else outside of the courthouse today in Belfast. He is charged with murder for the death of his 49-year-old father, Stephen Hodgson. 2 experienced defense attorneys are representing Colby Hodgson. Lead counsel John Martin asked for an evaluation to determine whether Hodgson is competent to stand trial.
Fortunately, we don't know a lot of these cases. So it's just the right thing to do at this time, just given his age and what you need to do in order to get through a trial and maybe even a plea negotiation type things.
Hodgson's family had no comment outside of court today. The boy could be tried as an adult. For now, Hodgson will continue to be held at a youth development center.
Maine's inspection sticker law could get a little looser. Some lawmakers call the current law unjust. They are backing a bill that would require vehicle inspections once every 2 years, not every year. Now, I spoke with the sponsor of the bill today, Democratic Senator Bill Dutremble of Biddeford. He says there is no data to support any increase in crashes of vehicle malfunctions in states that have 2-year stickers.
It's less burdensome on Maine is that they can go every 2 years instead of every year. And the Maine State Police actually endorsed the bill in support. And like I said, there's been no documented data of having any increased accidents or defects with the vehicles.
Lawmakers are also proposing that newer vehicles only have to get inspection stickers every 4 years. Senator Dutremble says that garages wouldn't lose any money from the state fees. Instead of $12.50 a year, drivers would pay $25 every 2 years to get an inspection.
In Portsmouth, a man is accused of sexually assaulting 3 women whom he met online. Police say 21-year-old James Banks met each victim through social media, and when they met up in person, he sexually assaulted them. He is facing multiple counts, including sexual assault, and kidnapping. A teen is accused of kidnapping and sexually abusing a 13-year-old girl. Early this morning, police say they got a report of a 13-year-old girl missing in the Concord, New Hampshire area. That led them to a home in York, which is about an hour and a half away. And that's where police say they found 19-year-old Alex Dennis and the girl. Dennis is now charged with unlawful sexual contact in York and faces a kidnapping charge in New Hampshire.
A bar in Portland that the city shut down is reopening only under a new owner and a new name. The city took away Sangillo's liquor license after several reports of fights outside of that bar, including a shooting last year that left a man paralyzed. Our media partners at the BDN report that the owner of Samuel's Bar and Grill on Forest Avenue will reopen the bar under the name Tomaso's Canteen. The new owner says it will have a pub atmosphere and fish and chips will be served. He expects it to open in July.
Pulled over for putting on chapstick. The tough, distracted driving law that's really costing some drivers. Coming up next.
Plus, it's one shining moment for a Kentucky boy, how his favorite basketball team is making his wish come true.
Well, today's mild temps will not hang around to the weekend. We're tracking a cool down, some rain, a little bit of snow, and some strong gusty winds. We'll iron out the details for you coming up next. Yep. I will do that.
Now, your CBS 13 Weather Authority forecast with Charlie Lopresti.
The 60-degree weather says goodbye with the setting sun. What a gorgeous view. This is from our Raymond Skycam this evening.
And people certainly made the most of the warm weather today. We saw a lot of people out in t-shirts on the back cove and parents playing with kids in the park. A lot of people are saying it's about time.
We've been cooped up inside all winter.
I think everybody's kind of fed up with being inside. We've gone to the indoor playground a couple times down in Biddeford, but nothing beats being outside.
Hope you enjoyed it today because it's not going to last long. Charlie says say goodbye to the 60s for a while.
So nice while it lasted. At the park today, literally there was a waiting list for the swings today. I mean,
so you had a line at the swing?
Yeah. It was just so nice. Spring fever, you know, everybody just wants to get outside.
Yeah, we needed that. I mean, it was a long winter, right? And in the 60s, you know, we just missed a daily record high today, so we were way above normal in temperatures. Your normal high is in the upper 40s. We'll be below normal again tomorrow, so if it was too hot for you today, don't worry. It's going to get cooler again. All right, that was a bad joke. We're looking at some rain arriving tomorrow morning that will transition over to some wet snow by midday. Not every town's going to see some flakes, though. Most of the accumulating snow, if not all of it, should stay in the mountains. It's going to be windy as well. 40s for highs. Sunday, slight chance for a snow shower. Snow showers, even steady period of snow appears to be back in the forecast for Monday. We're in the 40s now. Overnight lows tonight should dip into the 30s, upper 30s for lows. So we're looking at some rain showers approaching from the west. A lot of this is starting to get into southern parts of New Hampshire, so we will get into some wet weather after midnight. You see this little batch of steadier and heavier precipitation over western parts of New York. The reason I outline that for you, that will be over us probably around 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning. And it's not going to rain all day tomorrow. In fact, there will be plenty of dry hours, especially during the afternoon. The afternoon actually may end up being decent. It's just going to be windy around here. We will see some sun make an appearance. Your winter weather advisory goes into effect at midnight tonight over northern zones, northern Oxford, Franklin, Somerset County, northern Coos County there in New Hampshire. In the advisory area, we could see a few to several inches, 2 to 4, 3 to 6 inches of snow there. And you get up over the higher elevations, we could see even higher amounts. So a lot of this snow will be elevation-driven snow where it just stays cooler a little bit longer. So the rain moves in early tomorrow. This is about 7 o'clock. The rain actually moves out during the morning hours tomorrow as well. That's the steady rain. See, it's moving over eastern parts of Maine. This is 9:30 in the morning. A few things to take note here. First, we're seeing that rain-snow line sharpen up back to the western mountains of Maine, the White Mountains of New Hampshire. So it's snowing off to the north. What you're seeing down here is probably just rain showers. A large portion of southern Maine here will probably see just a lot of clouds around with a chance for rain showers by late morning. Air temps will be in the low 40s. Any leftover rain showers will transition over to snow during the midday and early afternoon. The access for that will be over central Maine down to mid-coast Maine, up into the northern sections as well. Southern parts of Maine, well, it looks like the precipitation is going to shut off here, so we're probably just looking at mostly cloudy skies through early afternoon. Now the entire region will see some sun. That gets going around 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So brightest skies will be late in the day, and the winds will gust at times probably around 40 miles per hour. So our peak wind gusts will be during the afternoon as well. So I don't think we're really going to be able to enjoy the full sun because those air temps will be in the low 40s and the wind chills will probably be in the lower 30s. One of those days. Now as we head into Sunday, there's the chance for a snow shower, especially in the morning. Afternoon temps should warm into the low 40s. Easter egg hunts, you could probably do it outdoors. Just grab an extra jacket. It's kind of like the winter jacket setup for Sunday and again Monday. Our next round of steady snow, that moves in on Monday, and we may see some light accumulations that day. We have a hard time accumulating snow in April for many reasons. The sun angle's higher, a lot of the radiation gets through the clouds, and the temperatures look marginal as well. So something to keep an eye on. I don't think we're going to see a lot of snow on Monday, but there is the chance for some accumulations. Speaking of accumulating snow, we have the chance for, in fact, this is likely some accumulating snow over the higher elevations. You head back through the mountains, northern sections, 2 to 4, 3 to 6 inches. There's a coating to 2 inches in the darker shades of blue there. We may see a little bit of wet snow or wet snowflakes mixing in late in the storm system, probably around midday or so, but it will have a hard time sticking, so I do not anticipate any accumulating snow for a large portion of southern and central Maine. Briefly want to show you the winds. Our peak wind gusts will be 30 to 40 miles per hour, and that will be midday through afternoon. So our peak wind gusts will probably be early afternoon. Chance for a snow shower Sunday, especially in the morning. More steady light snow on Monday. That's a little bit cooler that day as well. I think there is a chance for another wintry mix and snow by the middle portion of next week. So, I mean, this is crazy. We're going from mid-60s today, thrusted right back into winter as soon as the weekend here. It's going to get windy tomorrow. That's probably the bigger deal. Bright spots late.
Sounds good. Charlie, thanks.
Thanks, Charlie. A water main break turns an overpass into a waterfall, shutting down a road and a train track. This was near Boston during the evening rush hour.
That track carries the green line on the MBTA. It took about an hour for crews to shut off that water. The road's fine at this point. The train service picked back up about 6:30 tonight. Police pulled over a woman in Nevada for putting on chapstick. No kidding. CBS 13 Sherry Johnson shows us the strict new distracted driving law that landed that driver with a $200 fine, and that's not all.
8 a.m. April Fool's Day, Stephanie Fragoso was at a red light at the I-15 in Blue Diamond when she was pulled over and cited.
He said for putting on makeup, and I told him it's chapstick.
She thought the ticket was a joke. No one was laughing.
He said it could be anything. You could have been drinking water, shaving your legs.
Turns out the citation was $200 plus points against her driving record. She was in tears for one reason.
I just wish I would have known about it.
It's a city and county ordinance State Trooper Lloyd Hickson says most people don't know about.
And it states that when a person is operating a vehicle, that they must provide full attention to their driving so as not to render that action to be unsafe.
In other words, you can get a ticket for anything that takes your eyes off the road or hands off the wheel. It's one of many distracted driving tickets police statewide are writing more of. So don't just think about electronic devices like cell phones anymore.
They may be eating. I have seen men that are actually shaving with their electric razors, and at one time I actually driving down the 95 and a lady had her iPad Velcro to her steering wheel and she's watching a movie.
But how far is too far?
It may be something that a person may be having a medical condition or an episode of some type, and we're not going to obviously issue a citation.
Each ticket is issued on a case-by-case basis, and in this case, it's a hard lesson Stephanie never wants to learn again.
Sometimes I drive with my hands down here, and now I feel like they're up here now, just a lot more conscious.
Caught on camera in San Francisco, a man walks up to a homeless man and hits him across the head with what appears to be a pipe. The victim had to get more than 50 stitches in his head and was last reported to be in critical condition. Police are trying to find the guy who did this. A kitten found in the trash now has a new home. An Arizona man says he was collecting recycling last week when he heard meowing in the back of his truck. He followed the sounds and sifted through some paper and plastic and found a kitten, just 2 weeks old. One of his bosses decided to adopt it. The worker says he found 3 kittens in the trash in the same area last summer.
Well, fans are getting ready for a big weekend of basketball. The Final Four will try to win their way into Monday night's NCAA championship game. CBS 13's Adriana Diaz shows us the University of Kentucky's #1 fan.
Ahead of the Final Four, this die-hard Kentucky fan is already celebrating a big win.
I've always wanted to see Kentucky play.
9-year-old Blake Hunley has never gotten that chance. He's been focused on battling brain cancer. His dream is to watch his favorite player, Willie Cauley-Stein, take the court. Family friends made Blake's wish come true. They and strangers raised more than $6,000 online to send him and his family to the Final Four.
It means so much to us that Blake's been through so much in 3 years, and it just gives him time to be normal.
Blake got to see his idol practice Friday.
He's my best friend now.
What do you love about him?
I can text him, and he can dunk real good.
The two have been friends since Cauley-Stein visited Blake in Kentucky last month.
Since he's met Willie, it takes his mind off, having to do chemo every day.
Cauley-Stein says he and Blake inspire each other.
Is Blake a good luck charm for you?
I hope so. It'd be crazy if he was here and we end up winning it all and he got to experience it all.
Cauley-Stein wears a blue bracelet that says Team Blake. Blake wears Cauley-Stein's dog tags and will be cheering him on from the stands because that's what friends do. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Indianapolis.
It was a tale of 2 halves for the Celtics tonight. The great start and the not so great finish.
Plus, the Pirates in Manchester face off tonight. The one goal that really stunned the Pirates. That's coming up next in sports.